Well, at 7 o'clock this morning, the lock opened up and a 3-day buildup of algae spilled into an area that will take this green mess to the St. Lucie River. The U.S. Army Corps said this is necessary to help keep the lake level down and prevent the dike from breaking. But some are pushing for a dramatic drop in the water level well before we get into rainy season. The Now's Alex Hagan explains.
Well, many here on the Treasure Coast are wondering, why can't Lake Okeechobee be at 12.5 feet or lower at the start of the wet season? And today, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers says they're looking into that. As the discharges resume, not too far away, at a closed Florida Sportsman.
No idea that we'd be dealing with issues like this.
Publisher Blair Wickstrom looks out at a marina covered in algae.
The entire industry that we represent and are part of is being affected.
Wondering how we can fix this.
If this doesn't make you act, you're not going to act.
Blair is part of a push to get water managers to keep Lake Okeechobee at 11 to 12 feet during the dry season up until the wet season.
We would have had the lake at a lower level when the wet season began. We wouldn't have the discharges now.
They get dumped on.
Kenny Hinkle Jr. says even 12.5 is good enough.
We can go in at 12.5. We're not going to have a catastrophe like we've had year after year after year.
The push even has the attention of Congressman Brian Mast, who is up for re-election. The Corps tries to keep the lake between 12.5 and 15.5 feet at all times. A spokesperson told me the agency is aware of this proposal and currently researching it as a possibility. The only concern would be water supply for people south of Lake Okeechobee. Meanwhile, back in Martin County, where there's algae.
Let's get a little lower, and we're only talking 2.5 feet.
Now, I also reached out to people around Lake Okeechobee for their response to this proposal. That part of the story all new at 5. In Martin County, I'm Alex Hagan for the Now, South Florida.